Got all sorts of good stuff over here. Flour. I got some shaving cream. See what happens. Oh, that's kind of cool. Nice. Got it. There it is. That's 3 shots.
Excellent.
3. Like it?
Yeah, I do.
It doesn't look like it's too bad of a recoil.
I don't know what happened there. I started off good.
Sorry for the audio. It's a little windy, but shooting the Sig 2022, wrapping this gun up. And I can say this gun has been very impressive for a Sig. This is their double single action offering. 15 round magazines, they have an option of 17 round mags. That was the light row. It's been great. You saw me shoot 200 yards at a pop bottle. It's been wonderful. I'm gonna wrap this gun up finally. Gonna shoot some American Eagle out of it, but I've been very impressed. But there's a downside of this gun, and I'm gonna go over that with you guys at the table. So. Extremely accurate. Keep snapping my finger.
Well, I want to clarify something rather quickly about the Sig 2022. Safe check, unloaded. In the video you saw me say I just hit a pop bottle at 200 yards in 3 shots. To clarify this, we had some technical difficulties on the first round of shooting. It did not take me 3 rounds to hit that pop bottle. It actually took me, in total, right around 35 rounds to hit 2 pop bottles. So the one on the intro you saw was a second take, and it took me 3 rounds to hit it. But the first take, it took me about 30. So what happened was, we were rolling the footage, but we forgot to open the camera lens. Oops, and I hit it, and the camera lens was still closed. So sometimes I will do videos where I want to take a handgun out to 200 yards and see if I can hit a target. It's kind of fun, and it's next to impossible, and it takes me almost a box of rounds to do it. So even 100 yards is kind of hard at the handgun. Obviously in real life situations you're not going to be doing that, but I wanted to address that really quickly. I just think it's kind of cool to take a handgun, shoot something out of 200 yards and actually hit it. It's pretty awesome. But this gun's been out a long time. I want to say, my gosh, it's probably 5 years plus now, easy. And when this gun first came out, people were super excited because you can get into a Sig without paying the Sig 226 price. And this resembles a lot of the 226. Obviously the major differences is the polymer lower frame. The action still remains the same. Double, single action. This is single action. You go into double action. This particular model does have the 3-dot, just white contrast sights on it. It does come in a night sight option, which I would strongly recommend if you're looking at this gun to get the night sight option, because it's only right around, I think it's $60 to $80 more, so it's a good package price on that. Of course, Sig is well known. It's going to be, if you're a new gun owner, you're going to put Sig in that top 5 category when you go gun shopping. And when we think of Sig, sometimes we think of rather expensive on the Sig platform, and traditionally that is true. They do not give Sigs away. The 226 is coming in usually around $600 to $700. This particular gun, street price is going for under $5, which is awesome. You get 2 mags with this gun. Here's the case right here. You get the nice hard case with it. You're gonna get your 2 15-round magazines, Sig Pro Max right there. You get 2 back straps. So you get this back strap. I have the other one on here, of course. And you get your owner's manuals and gun lock, of course. And usually they include a free bottle of some type of lubricant. So pretty standard stuff. Nothing crazy. Now, Sig does make a cheaper model than the 2022. That is the Sig 250, double action only. Never shot that gun. When I had the gun store, I did used to carry them, and I've heard nothing but good things about those guns too. Now, Sig also came out with the 320 recently, which is a striker fire model. Did have that in the full size. Highly recommend that gun. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. All I have left, well, I have a couple Sigs laying around, but this is the first one I got around to reviewing. So, diving into this gun, it's extremely accurate. Sig, for whatever reason, every Sig I've shot has been accurate. I grew up shooting a Sig 220, the single double action 45 single stack. Absolutely love that gun. Don't have that one anymore, unfortunately, either. But coming into some targets, this is kind of just shooting at the range offhand. This is 7 yards. You saw that in the video. I'm just kind of plugging away, doing some transitional drills. You know, I miss sometimes. Yeah, whatever. Do I recommend going to and going high? No, but it's just kind of fun to do it. You're going to want to shoot in a defense situation at mass. So that's just what it is. Where this gun really shines is towards the end of the camera intro. You saw this shot group. This is 7 yards. I'm going to shoot a lot at 7 yards due to the fact that that's going to be more of an engagement distance. If you're doing your everyday concealed carry or you're in your house, even law enforcement, that's about what you're going to be encountering. So that's Federal American Eagle right there. 20 rounds, shot fantastic. Most of the rounds I shot out of this gun, by the way, was Freedom munitions, and this gun never failed. I also shot some Hornady critical duty out of it. It worked great, functioned flawlessly. This is some 7 yards, some Freedom. I kind of pulled some stuff down there. That was my bad, but great shooting gun, very accurate. And I want to kind of go into the philosophy of this may be a gun that's on your radar for your first gun. And when I had the gun store, I sold a ton of these guns. And one of the selling points of this gun that I was telling people is you can get the Sig reliability for half the price of a 226. And that's really important. Now, the downside to this gun, as you see for the first time gun owner, is you got a lot of levers going on here. So that's makes people shy away from this gun. It is pretty simple to use. Has no external safeties on it. This is going to be your slide release here, and then this decocks it right there. So those are your 2 levers. And one of the things is a lot of people are sometimes cash strapped. You have a family, you have little ones, or maybe it's just you and your wife, and you're like, well, I just need one gun. And why that's important is because you want a gun that both people can shoot and shoot well. So you're going to see a lot of my family members come in on a camera, male and female both. And this is actually my mom with this gun. Picked it up, and this is her first initial shots. And that's really important, is somebody picking up this gun and being able to shoot it accurately and efficiently. And she did that quite well. Now, this gun does come standard with the 1913 rail, so flashlights, lasers, you can put them on here. Which is really good is if you have night sights too, which this does come in a variant with night sights. So, for a service gun for law enforcement, you guys maybe just got out of the academy and you're like, well, I can carry a Sig, but I don't want to pay the 226 price. Even that law enforcement price is still really, really expensive. Great gun. Highly recommend this gun. Now, the downside, kind of going to the downsides of this gun, is your magazine capacity. Now, this is a 15 round standard mag. Metgar has the +2 extensions that gives you 17, so now you can get into other service size. So if we're talking about service guns right now for law enforcement, this is a rather larger gun. It's a service gun. I mean, I guess you could conceal carry if you want to, but you're at 15 rounds, and I'm going to bring in the ever famous Glock, because this is going to be, to all you guys in law enforcement, even in civilian world, is a standard. And this is the Glock 22, Shaver 40 Smith & Wesson, of course Glock 17, same dimensions, same specs, but you get 17 rounds in the mag. The 22 you get 15. So you look at, this is 15 rounds, this is 15 rounds, this is 40, this is 9. So in terms of some of the dimensions, Sig's a little bit smaller. You have a barrel length of about 3.9. I want to say this one was 4.03 inches on this barrel length. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's a little bit longer than that. I think I'm quoting the Glock 19 specs right now. But it's a little bit smaller. Now, one of the things people always bash Sig for is the bore axis. So your bore axis, you can see right here, is going to be slightly higher. And to me, it hasn't been an issue for me necessarily. I can't really feel the difference. I shoot Sigs very well. That's just me. Now, this one, unfortunately, just does not fit my hand. It hurts to shoot this gun, and I'm going to tell you why. The way I naturally hold my hand, I go thumbs forward. And as you can see, my thumb rests between the decocker and the slide release. Now, that, when I'm shooting it, and I'm going up it kind of like pinches my thumb right here. So naturally I need to come down on the grip, which is an issue because now my bore axis is way higher. But nonetheless, I can still shoot it accurately. Now, would this be my first choice to carry on my side? Unfortunately not. It's not for this particular Sig. I would opt for 226 or a 320 as of this point. Now, I'm bringing the 220, this one, 10 millimeter. Kind of show you the difference here. So your decocker is way up here, slide release is here, and on here it's a little bit lower. It's more packed in there, and I think that's the issue that I'm having. Where I come up on this one, as you can see, thumbs forward, doesn't even hit anything right here. So this gun is under review right now. This gun is freaking awesome. Just to let you guys know that. The 10 millimeter, that puts a world of hurt downrange for sure. So going back to the service, the background on this gun is, I believe Sig made this for a foreign entity, police department. I want to say France, if I remember right. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to use that kind of term loosely as of this point. But I want to bring in one more gun. This is the Sig SP2022. Reviewed this one. You guys check the video out on this. Love this gun, by the way. Bore axis is really low. But if we're comparing it to a compact, That's pretty darn close. Pretty darn close right there. Say so myself. A little bit longer here on the grip. So, but you could conceal carry this, I guess, if you really want to. But the magazine cost on this gun, these are, of course, steel magazines, not polymer or anything. If we're comparing it to, let's say, a Glock, so these are Glock factory mags. These are going to run you about $30, and maybe they're cheaper online, I don't know. Magpul just came out with their line, which is even cheaper than the Glock mags. And there's a lot of options out there for Glock, where the Sig, you have the Sig Pro and you have MetGuard. That's about all you have. And the Sig Pro mags are going to run you about $40 for these magazines. And MetGuards, found them online for about $30, so that's not too terribly bad for 17 round mags, and they're good mags. So kind of something to keep in consideration. If you're just going to use this for home defense and you're like, dude, I don't even, two mags to me is just fine, that's okay. Law enforcement, you're going to want to pick up more mags, obviously. And it's going to be, like I said, a good price point for a service gun. There's no doubt about it. And it's something with Sig. They're just super accurate. They always have been. And the breakdown on this gun is a little bit more difficult than the Sig 226. It's easier to kind of pull this release back, and you gotta, let's see if I can do this on camera. See, every single time I want to do it on camera, it's like it doesn't work out so well. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. So you got to push. There's a pin right here. You got to push that out. So you got to take this release all the way back and push it out about right there. And this pops out. It's like that. This comes forward. So of course you got your standard polymer frame there. To take this grip out, you're going to push inside here, and this slides out. And I did try the other grip, and it didn't help me out at all. It just didn't. And I was really hoping it would, but it just didn't. The texture on it is kind of more of the grip tape, which is really nice. It's not too aggressive, so it's not going to beat up your hand, but you can still grip it if your palms get sweaty, which is good. Here's your recoil spring. Now, it's a little bit different. You have to push forward. Oops. You got to push forward on the spring to get it out, because you have a little dimple there that sits right in there. So there's of course your barrel slide. So pretty easy to maintain, break down. So that comes out like this. This is a polymer guide rod. I'm kind of wishing that it would be steel, personally, but just for longevity's sakes. But that's okay. I mean, Glock, I have over 20,000 rounds of my factory original guide rod, and it's still rocking and rolling just fine. So to put this back together, you're just going to reverse, make sure the seat's in, nice click, put your slide on there, and then you're going to want to kind of start this just to get it started. So when you pull your slide back, it just kind of seats in there, just like that. Here, click. Pretty easy stuff. Trigger pull on this is Sig is stating the double action. It's clear, just to let you guys know. The double action is coming in about 10 pounds, which it's all of 10 pounds for sure. And it just gotta work through it. Oh, there we go. Single action, they're stating right around 4.4 pounds. And yeah, I could say I could probably round it up to about 5. Do about 5 on that. Now in terms of weight, the weight on this pistol, 29 ounces with the magazine inserted. So unfortunately a little bit heavier for a polymer frame gun compared to, of course, Glock 22, which is coming in at 25 and some change ounces with magazine inserted. So this is a longer gun and it's lighter, and I'm always going to kind of compare service guns to the Glock because it's just a gun people are going to always compare it to. That's just, this is kind of life, I guess, right now in the gun industry. So, but it's not, it's not too horrible. A couple ounces heavier. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. It's better than carrying around this thing. This thing is heavy. This thing's a brick. So, but this is for another review, totally later. This one, even the CZ, of course, is going to be lighter, so it's a compact, but you get less rounds. This is in 40, this is 12. In the 9, it is 15. So you get the same amount of firepower in a compact frame in the CZ, the P series. So something to think about again. But I would say my personal opinion on this gun, I do like Sig. I'm going to say that right now. I like what Sig does. I like what they produce. And this gun, I think it's great. If gun store owners, if you're watching this, if you're not stocking this gun, you should stock it. It gives you more of a variety in what you're selling to your customer. And it's a good first starter gun for guys that want to get into a Sig without breaking the bank. Unfortunately for me, the gun's just a little bit off. It's not comfortable to shoot for me, but it functions reliably, shoots accurately, and that's what matters. So, of course, another good product from Sig, and it's been on the market for a long time. It really complements their portfolio. So, we're gonna keep doing Sig stuff. I got a lot of Sig product in the mix. I just haven't got around to doing a bunch of them yet. But if you guys are looking for your first gun, looking for another gun in the collection, I would recommend this gun. It's great if you have a chance to go to your gun range and they have these on rental. Maybe shoot it first and make sure it fits you well ergonomically wise. That's all I got for today, guys. Till next time.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good.